everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a pretty busy end of the year, but I thought I'd do a quick video today to show you guys my the supplies that I got to start my I want to say first bullet journal, but it's not my first. It's I haven't been bullet journaling in the last 2 years, but I was before that. So I guess it's the first one in like 2 or 3 years. And I wanted to do it this year because I want 2021 to be a more organized year as far as going after the goals that I'm setting for myself. I've in the past used the bullet journal for more organizing and planning, but not really for being as intentional and trying to accomplish certain personal goals that I have for myself. So given how 2020's gone, it just seemed like a good year to start doing this and, you know, go towards a future with more hope and more just sort of focus, creativity, productivity, all of that. So the bullet journal is something, is a way or a tool for me to do that. But having said that, I wanted to also take part in sort of the creative side of the bullet journal. I know I've seen a lot of people use it just very functionally without much decoration, and just, you know, black pen, notebook. And then I've seen people spend a lot of time on it and be very creative, and, you know, that the bullet journal itself is sort of a hobby for them. And I sort of wanted to do something in the middle. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it, but I do like looking at, you know, kind of aesthetically pleasing layouts and pages and spreads. So I tried to come up with or get some supplies that would let me do that. So having said all that, I just want to jump right into what kind of system I want to do and what I was thinking in terms of the aesthetics. So these are two A5 notebooks that I got, and I'm sure most people watching this video know this brand, Leuchtturm 1917. It's what the official bullet journal that you can buy is, you know, that's the brand that makes it. And it's also the notebook that a lot of people use. I like this notebook because I think it's, as they say, the details are really great. It's numbered pages. I love the size, I love the colors. The only thing, and I know a lot of people don't use it for this reason, is the paper is, let's see, 80 GSM. So, you know, that's not printer paper, but it is thinner than a lot of the journals you can get now. And especially for people who like to use a lot of different media, and even sort of marker pens and things like that will kind of ghost or show through on the other side, even if they don't bleed. And I know some pens do bleed. I've used fountain pens in the past that have bled through the pages of this. So that's something to keep in mind. But having said that, given that I don't plan to use a ton of different media in this, I did end up getting these. And so I got two from the special edition colors, the special muted colors. And I don't know if you can see in this light, but this is a denim color. So it's kind of a muted blue. And this one is, I think it's called Bellini. It's pretty, it's sort of like red orange to me. And they're definitely not like pastel. I think muted is a good word, even though they are a little bit brighter than I thought they would be. And the reason I got two is, well, first of all, this comes in 4 colors, the muted edition. And 2 of them, I believe, were already not available or sold out. And so I, you know, originally got one, but I figured if I wanted the other one, I should get it now because it would get sold out if I tried to get it in 3 to 6 months. So I figured, 2 is good. I don't know if these 2 will last me the whole year, but they should at least get me through a bunch of the year. And the reason for these colors, actually, I did get them with kind of a theme and aesthetic in mind. I'm here in the northeast of the US, and it is, part of winter right now. And we have a ton of snow outside. And so the idea I had was to start with the denim, the kind of blue, cool temperature color, and kind of use it through the winter and maybe early spring, depending on how it lasts, and then switch over to this brighter color and warmer color as the temperature gets warmer. It's, late spring, summer, etc. And going along with that, I actually wanted to keep the decor in these. It's pretty, like for the cool one, I'd kind of go with more cool decor, decoration, blues, purples, kind of cool reds, things like that. And then once I switch over to this, I can switch to a warmer themes, warmer colors in my decoration. So like, bright yellow, green, things like that. So having said that, I also want to keep these kind of more, I don't want to say minimalist, but I wanted to muted maybe is the best word for it. I want to keep the decor in both of these pretty muted as well and kind of clean. So in the interest of that, I didn't want to use too many bold colors. I want to use kind of more toned down colors. And so that's kind of, my thinking behind why I got the supplies that I did. And I'm going to show you them in a second. But I am not going to open these right now. I think, I can do a really quick. I think there's so many reviews of the Leuchtturm A5 dotted notebook, but I can do a very quick one for anyone who's interested. And if you are interested in a more in-depth review, I'm happy to do that later, or you could just do a quick Google search and see. I'm sure there's a ton of them out there. So I guess my impressions of these is, I've used these before. I really like them. I like the elastic, but I think most bullet journals these days come with those. So they come with a little thing right here. It says, "Thank you very much for purchasing a Leuchtturm 1917 product. They've been developing for 100 years. The firm belief that details matter." And I know Leuchtturm notebooks always come with these stickers that you can use at the end to, just stick on here and then on the side, and then just kind of write down, what years you use them, what months you use them, what the books contain, whatever you want, basically. So put that aside. And then it's getting a little dark here, so let me just turn on the light. This might skew the color of the book a little bit, but it's like a muted blue. I don't know how else to put it. And there's 2 bookmarks, one kind of a darker blue and one is a lighter blue. This blue looks basically the same as the cover of the notebook here. All right, numbered pages. The dots are, shook the camera there. The dots are fairly kind of not dark. They're more of a gray, I would say. So pretty unobtrusive, I would say. And there's an index page here at the beginning. And then, paper feels really smooth. The one thing I'm concerned about, and I'll get into this when I talk about some of the supplies I got is whether the supplies I got will actually show through the other side. So we'll have to see about that. So those are the notebooks. And as I said, I didn't want to spend a ton of time doing these layouts and such. So what I got mainly, well, I'll start with so I got a pen, a fountain pen. I am a big fountain pen person, and I like, well, this one is the Pilot Metropolitan. Oh, this looks super nice. I'm just opening it right now for the first time. This is from their animal collection, so there's a little bit of an animal print there. It's a white pen, and there's the nib. I'm loving this pen so far. And it comes with this little cartridge. I don't know, for people who don't really use fountain pens, you can either use a cartridge or you can use a converter to fill up the pen with bottled ink. So this comes with a cartridge, and I believe this is black, but in keeping with my muted theme for these bullet journals, I actually am probably going to not use black. I know black is kind of the popular option for bullet journals, but, and here's the converter. I know I've had a Pilot Metropolitan before, and these unfortunately don't hold a ton of ink. So what I may do is, after I use up this cartridge, I may just use this to, and then just refill it up with ink. And I can use like an eyedropper to just use whatever ink I want and fill it up, and then stick it here into the pen, and then just use that. So I may do that, but for now, this converter is fine. And you're just gonna squeeze that to get the ink while it's in the pen. So you just stick that in there, and then when you dip the nib into the ink and then squeeze, it'll draw the ink into the pen. So this is the Pilot Metropolitan. This is I believe, a fine nib, and Pilot's a Japanese company, and I know Japanese fountain pen makers tend to skew more narrow in their nibs, so a fine Pilot Metropolitan might be more equivalent to like a European pen manufacturer extra fine, so something to keep in mind. And so yeah, this is kind of going to be the only pen that I plan to use with my bullet journal. And to go with this pen, I also got this ink, and let me see, it's called the Iroshizuku. It's actually a Pilot, which is the same brand as the pen, makes this ink as well. So what I've realized is it's best to kind of use, if you're going to go with a Japanese pen, go with, Japanese ink, or at least like the same brand. They tend to work better together because these have kind of extra fine nibs or very fine nibs. A kind of wetter ink will work better for these. I've tried to use this, and I actually had to throw away my last one because it got clogged and started skipping when I used a drier ink with it. And I won't name specific inks, but because it wasn't, I've used a few inks on with this pen, and I don't think it was the ink's fault per se. It was just more the mismatch between the two. So this is supposed to be a wetter ink, and I got it in the kiri-same color, which is supposed to be a warm gray. And this is kind of how it shows up. By the way, I got all of this from Amazon, and opening all of it for the first time, so this is pretty exciting. And this is kind of a more expensive ink. Oh, it comes in like such a beautiful bottle though. It's 50 milliliters, so it's kind of an expensive ink. I can't remember how much. I think it was about $20 for this, and It's about 50 milliliters, so you can definitely get cheaper inks than this. But, you know, I just wanted to treat myself, and given that it's the only pen I plan to use in these bullet journals, I just wanted to have kind of a nice ink. Now, the question is whether, because it's a wet ink, it's going to bleed through the Leuchtturm paper. So I'm going to check that in just a second after I show you the rest of what I got, which is actually one other item. But that's for the pen and the ink. I'll put that aside. And then the last item I got, again, in keeping with the fact that I don't want to spend a lot of time on decor, but I wanted to look nice, I decided I would get a bunch of washi tape. To me, washi tape, I've used it in the past, and it's just like an easy way to decorate because, you know, drawing anything on this washi tape directly onto the notebook is just going to take so much longer. So it's just easy to kind of peel and stick. And I like it. I don't know why I like it better than stickers. But I've always, I don't know, I've liked it usually better. Now this I got from Amazon, and I'm not sure what the brand is, but you know, it's Chinese writing here. It's called masking tape, and I'll leave a link to this in the description in case I'll leave a link to all of this in the description in case anyone's interested, but, so this is a set of 100 washi tape, and the thing I liked about it is, well, one, I like the patterns, and I'll pull up a picture to just show you guys, from the Amazon, like, listing page, what tapes are included, and I just like the aesthetic of the tapes. But I also like that there's, you know, 10 different kind of color sets. Each of these is like 10 tapes here. So, you know, that takes the guesswork out of, or takes the effort out of trying to pick tapes that go together, which is fun to do, but again, takes time. So here I know, like, these go together and these go together, and I'm sure I'm gonna kind of mix and match between them, but if I don't want to, I can literally just pick one of these and just decorate a whole month with them. So let's open these up and I'll show you a closer look. And this video is starting to get long, so I'll try to go a little bit faster. You know, there's kind of like a spring green, a yellow green here, more of a brown. I guess I should turn these around. More of a brown. I'd say this is kind of a blue gray. This is like definitely a blue, another blue. So there's several kind of cool colors, which I plan to use for the, you know, this denim color version for the winter. And then this is kind of a cool pink as well. And then you get warm. And I say this is kind of like cool as well. So you kind of have 4 to 5 warm combinations, colors, and, you know, 4 to 5 like cool ones. So I just love the aesthetic of these. I don't know if you guys can see, but that's like a little lavender field one, and I don't know, there's a lot of kind of cherries here and flowers, botanical. I am noticing that they're not super thick. So this whole thing was about $20, I want to say, for 100. But yeah, they're pretty thin, so they're not going to last that long. But still, you know, I think that's a decent price for 100 of them. So even if they last me, hopefully a month, or at least, you know, 4 or 5 spreads. And there's 10 of each, so I can use different ones. So I think each one would last me about a month at least. And let me just pull up a quick picture here. This is from the website. Just kind of showing off like the different tapes. I don't know how well you can see this, but The picture quality is not great, but hopefully you can get an idea of, you know, the warm pink. It's more of a red orange. Then the spring green, the yellow green, yellow. More of like a picnic theme going on there. Love the lavender purple. Purple's my favorite color, so probably partly why I love that. The brown's also really nice. I think that would be great for the fall. And then he's kind of a gray. So yeah, that was the one I said was a blue gray. Is a gray, with hints of blue there. Sapphire blue, and then this one is just blue. I love the little fish, and this one's really pretty too. So I'll leave a link down in the description in case anyone's interested in this. I haven't tried them out, so I can't say what the quality is yet, but you know, aesthetically, I just love how they look. So yeah, so my idea is just to sort of use that one pen, which with a grayish ink, and I'm gonna try that out real quick in this video before we end. And then just kind of use the washi tape to add a little bit of color, a little bit of decor and design. So having said that, let's see how this ink does on the Leuchtturm. And I'll probably use this page here to just see how it does. And put this here to hold that down. I'm not going to fill up the ink right now. So what I'm going to do is just try to dip it, and because that'll be a little bit faster. And the goal is just to see, is this going to bleed through or not? So I'll actually do it on this side, I think. And then, yeah, I'll just do it here. All right, so dip that in real quick, and then I don't even know if this will really write. This isn't a dip pen, obviously, but okay. It's actually holding quite a bit of ink, so maybe it is. I can use it as a dip pen. So I went over that a few times. Okay, so this isn't a true test because the ink isn't flowing out of the pen, but so far so good. Even the part where I sort of went over it multiple times is showing through, but it's not bleeding through. I don't know if people can see that. So I will probably, you know, try to fill this up and see how it fares with the actual ink, but and it's drying pretty fast. I didn't see any kind of ink on this side. So, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know if you could see the color, but it definitely, I would say it's definitely a warm gray. It feels definitely, it's gray. Yeah, I think a warm gray is a good descriptor for it. And that is all that I plan to use in bullet journaling this year, or at least the first half of this year, or however long these two books last. One thing I am thinking of doing is sort of, rather than, I know most people do a 2021 yearly, like, start of the bullet journal. They'll have a bunch of yearly spreads, year at a glance, things like that. I'm considering doing more quarterly, because I just think I evolve over the year, and who I was in January is very different from who I am in even June, or you know, September. So I think quarters are just more, just better, especially for goal setting, because you know, things what's important to us, what we're interested in, changes over time and over the year. So I think I might start with just make these like quarterly bullet journals. I don't even know if I would use up a whole book in a quarter, But, you know, I start with a quarter, and then say I'm halfway through this book in March, I can just start Q2 right here and then just go the rest of the book. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I may end up making other videos about this. I'm not sure yet. Depends on how the spreads come out, how it's working for me, but that's sort of what I'm thinking right now, and I just wanted to share my supplies with everybody. And this is it. This is my bullet journal for the year, or at least for the first half to 2/3 of the year. All right, thanks everyone. If this was helpful to you, please like and subscribe, and please feel free to leave any questions or comments down below, and I'll get back to you and help out how I can. All right, happy holidays. Bye.